Hi, this is Austin Help from Quick Learning, and today we're going to talk about the Soviet Union and how it collapsed. Any questions? Yes, me from the past?
Wait, Mr. Help. Isn't Soviet Union just a fancy name for Russia?
No, me from the past. Russia was a country that was formed out of the collapse of the Soviet Union. Now enough about Russia. We already hear about them too much in the media today. Do you have another question, me from the past?
Okay. Why did the Soviet Union collapse?
Hi, I'm Austin Help, back with Quick Learning, and today we have a secret compartment filled with a letter from Ronald Reagan to Gorbachev. It's... oh, not in there, there's some Russian corpses in there. Here it is. It's really old. Didn't know how to fold a letter either. Alright. From Ronald Reagan. Dear Mr. Gorbachev, I see day by day you're losing more and more political power. After the Chernobyl incident, you've also been losing credibility. Do us all a favor and resign. Let Mr. Yeltsin rid of your communist filth. Even your own nation wants you out of office. It is time to roll up the Iron Curtain and say goodbye to the all-powerful Soviet Union. The funny part is you couldn't even keep up with us. Is the pink thing on your head the bleeding of the Soviet Union or a birthmark? I can say that I have a birthmark right there. Sincerely, Ronald Reagan. So, pretty formal letter right there. And back to you guys at the office. 4 reasons for the collapse were economic instability, glasnost, Gorbachev's unhelpful reforms, and the stopping of communism worldwide. Okay, let's start with some background on the Soviet Union. In 1917, a revolution was started by Vladimir Lenin and Leon Trotsky. Factory workers overthrew the government and Lenin distributed land to peasants. Although multiple groups fought for control of Russia, the Red Army led by Trotsky prevailed. Vladimir Lenin was born on April 10, 1870 and died January 21, 1924. He was a communist, revolutionary, politician, and political theorist. He served as head of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic from 1917 to 1924, and as the head of the Soviet Union until 1924. While in office, the Russian Empire was replaced by the Soviet Union and all wealth was confiscated. His political theories are known as Leninism. He is on display in Moscow. Leon Trotsky was born in the Ukraine in 1879. He was the leader of the October Revolution in 1917, Commissioner of Foreign Affairs in the First Soviet Government, founder of the Red Army, and Commissioner of War from 1918 to 1925. He was also the co-founder of the Communist International and Stalin's chief antagonist and critic. He was also an outstanding and original theorist of Marxism. His ideas strongly influenced socialism and communism in the first few centuries of the 1900s. He was assassinated in Mexico in 1940. Lenin made reforms using a capitalist government. Once Lenin died in 1924, Joseph Stalin rose to power, industrialized Russia, and was the leader of the Communist Party.
Joseph Stalin was born in 1878. He was the dictator of the USSR from 1929 to 1953. The Soviet Union under Stalin was transformed from an agricultural society to an industrial and military superpower. Stalin ruled by terror and many of his citizens died during his rule. After Lenin died, Stalin rose to power. Stalin died from a stroke in 1953.
Farmland was owned by the state and small farm owners were forced to give up their food. People who opposed the Communist Party were killed and people's lives were censored. After Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev stopped Stalin's repression of the people. New reforms were greatly needed after Khrushchev and the Cold War. And now here's Professor Slater here to talk about the causes of the fall of the Soviet Union.
The first reason for the fall of the Soviet Union was their economic instability. The lack of industries brought negative views to the government. With these economic problems, Mikhail Gorbachev attempted to make reforms.
Mikhail Gorbachev was born March 2, 1931. He was the first president of the Soviet Union from 1990 to 1991. Gorbachev was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for ending the Cold War and promoting peaceful international relationships. By Christmas of 1991, the Soviet Union disbanded and Gorbachev stepped down as president.
Some reforms Gorbachev made were glasnost and perestroika. Glasnost is the idea of uncensorship in Soviet society. Perestroika was an establishment of free market. Even though Gorbachev installed these reforms, they were all unhelpful. NATO stopped the spread of communism in Europe and Asia through various sanctions and wars. Now back to my boy, Austin Help.
After the Chernobyl nuclear incident, the government lost credibility.
The Chernobyl accident occurred in Ukraine in 1986, where a flawed reactor design that was operated poorly by personnel exploded. 2 Chernobyl plant workers died on the night of the accident, and 28 people died within a few weeks due to radiation poisoning. Along with those, 7 million people were affected. The town of Pripyat, with a population of 45,000, was evacuated, and no one lives there any longer. In 2011, Chernobyl was deemed a tourist attraction.
And because of glasnost, people were able to speak out about the incident. In 1989, an open election happened and Boris Yeltsin was appointed to head of parliament. Yeltsin encouraged independence movements and criticism towards Gorbachev. Workers started to revolt and food shortages became a problem. After an attempted coup to remove Gorbachev from office, the Soviet Union was disbanded. It was replaced by the Commonwealth of Independent States. Because of the reasons just stated, the Soviet Union fell, mostly because of Gorbachev's sloppy reforms.
Hello, I'm Matthew Fick, Austin Hill's assistant. And on my right is a picture of a map of the USSR before the independent states disbanded. And on my left is a picture of Russia after the independent states disbanded, and those independent states include Lithuania and Ukraine.
No, me from the past. Soviet Union was a country that's collapsed. Stop smiling behind the camera. Lenin made reforms using Lenin made reforms using a capitalist government.
Why didn't you just say that?
Lenin made reforms. Do you have a Coke mustache?
No, just keep doing it.
Please?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Well, stop it. And
Austin, what are you doing?
people who opposed the party were killed, and people who were part of the censorship. Well, new reforms were great.
Your foot.
What about?
They spent a lot of money on wartime materials and arms, which
Produced a lack of industry.
they spent a lot of.
There was one word!
Some reforms Gorbachev made were glasnost and perestroika.
That was good.
I know, it was just...
Some reforms Gorbachev made were glasnost and perestroika.
It's hard not to say with accent, isn't it? Hit the whip. Nice.
Some reforms Gorbachev made were glasnost and perestroika.
Wait.
Is it perestroika or perestroika? Perestroika. Perestroika.
I'm pretty sure you mean pastrami.
Now back to my boy Austin Help.
We're putting that on a blooper reel. That was horrible.
I I can hit you now.
No, you just hit me in the ribs.
I said right here. You hit me right here. You were like,
Oh! Okay, I feel bad now. Where's that? Also, after the Chernobyl. What are you doing, Christian? Stop it. Let's go again real quick. Go. Sorry. Because of Gorbachev's for. All right, let's do it again.